This is All Indiana Sports.
All right, so is Indiana starting to get it together here in basketball?
It looks to be the case. They've had a couple good wins recently. I've been very happy to watch IU now, and it seems like a superstar is coming amidst the Indiana Hoosiers.
Oh, yeah. So, do you think I was wrong about Coach DeVries, or is it too early to tell just yet?
As much as I hate to say it's too early because it's later on in the season, I think it still is too early. I think at this rate, IU's going to make the tournament. Maybe be ranked. I doubt that, but still, there's a possibility, especially with them beating some pretty decent teams as of late. But there's definitely a possibility that they make the tournament, especially if they continue on this trajectory. I think that's whenever you're really going to know how the coaching is.
Yeah, the next week, though, they do play 3 ranked teams, I believe, in the next week. So that's when we will really find out. Well, I'm Kevin. This is my son, Liam. We are excited to present to you All Indiana Sports Podcast.
Welcome back. This episode, we will talk about the controversial gutsy win over Wisconsin, the second overtime game within the week, and an absolute domination of Oregon. 3 ranked opponents in the next 4 games. Let's go all in.
Yes, you can follow us on TikTok and Instagram at All Indiana Sports. And don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. All right, it's time to talk about that Wisconsin game.
Yeah.
So I've talked to a few people, and I try to be not unbiased, but I know I have bias, and you do too. So I wanted to get your take. Mm-hmm. Was it a foul at the end of the game that sent Lamar Wilkerson to the line for 2 absolute, just heartless free throws to win the game?
I mean, there's a saying, let the boys play. I agree with that saying. I think you let them play. I think you let them play, figure it out. I don't like whenever refs get, even if my team wins the game, I don't like whenever refs get involved. I think it could have been called either way. They just decided to call it and give him a better shot, we'll say, at winning the game. I don't think it was a guarantee win because obviously you have to make the free throws.
Yeah, so, okay, but my thoughts are, and I know this is biased, but there were several calls at the end of regulation. IU up 10 with 6 minutes left in the game. There were several calls at that point that allowed Wisconsin to get back into the game to force overtime that were questionable. So I guess it's sort of the ball doesn't lie kind of situation. Makeup calls.
Kind of.
Plus, Lamar Wilkerson had just done the same exact drive with the behind the back, and they got called for a foul. You got to know, as soon as he goes behind the back, it's the same thing. All you got to do is stay back, and if he's going to trip, he's going to trip. Now, the reason he tripped, if there were several angles out there, if you look at all of them, he got his ankle stepped on. Is that a foul? Is it not a foul? I'm not really sure. Before that, there was a lot of hand fighting. There was a reach in. I agree with you, let them play. I'm not going to argue with it that the team won, though. So.
True. Very true. Very true.
All right.
Lamar Wilkerson had 25. Speaking of him, Sam Alexis had a career high with 19.7 rebounds. Over half of his rebounds were 4 of them being offensive, and then 5 blocks as well, right. Putting up Jay Huff type of numbers.
Uh-huh. Tucker DeVries had 16 and 8 rebounds, and then Connor Enright, 11 points, 6 assists, and a very, very important charge that was gotten by him.
The 3 just wasn't falling for IU, though. But this game, they didn't die by the 3. They hung in it, gritted it out, Should have been, if the three would have fallen, I think it should have been a lot less close, but
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
what if.
Dorn just kind of had an off day, and that's pretty much all he does is shoot the three. That
Yeah.
leads us to the Oregon game.
Mhm.
So this was like the most dominant second half in conference all year. I think maybe the only other one would be Penn State,
Yeah, for
but
sure.
that was another amazing Wilkerson game.
Lamar Wilkerson, 41, including 6 threes and 5 rebounds.
Yes, I believe that puts him as the only player in a long time or ever, something like that. I forget the exact stat, to score 40 over 40 twice in a single season in Assembly Hall, and the other one being that Penn State game.
Yeah.
Alexis went 6 for 16, going a perfect 8 for 8 from the field and adding 5 rebounds.
Tucker DeVries kind of stepped it up this week, had 15 points and then 7 assists.
Yeah,
Kind of
and some
a
of
little
his
bit of everything.
assists, nice pocket passes, setting up teammates
Really
across the
nice,
lane
yeah.
against a longer, more athletic Oregon team.
For sure, yeah. Nick Dorn, who you speak about a little bit ago, he had 11 points, so not much, but some of his shots are very big.
Right. And then Connor Enright, not a whole lot, but all these categories kind of add up to what he does well. Hustle, 5 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds. He was absolutely everywhere right when you needed him.
Yeah, for sure. Very TJ McConnell stat line there.
Right. So that leads us to our never daunted play of the game or play of the week. So, what is your never daunted play of the week?
It's what got the win in Wisconsin. The very end, the foul that Lamar Wilkerson drew, and then making the free throws at the end.
See, I go to the charge. The charge absorbed by Connor Enright. You're talking about they're down. They're
It's a
down by
ballsy
one,
play.
and they don't foul. And they need to foul in order to have a chance because the shot clock is turned off. And to be able to put himself in a position going as the offensive player, Boyd, I think it was, going away from the basket to put himself in a position to absorb that charge. And was it or was it not a charge? You could easily argue that one as well. There was a chicken wing at the end. Was Enright in his space before that? Here would be my point and my advice to all players who want to be able to take a charge well and be able to sell it. You have to sell it. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Whether there's contact or not, you have to be able to sell it. Enright
Completely agree.
plays a lot like Lexi Hall does for the Fever, where it's sort of sporadic. It has this kind of nature to it that is sort of freaky and fidgety in the way that they kind of naturally play offense and defense. They kind of have that kind of twitch to them, and so if you naturally play like that, it is easier to sell a charge because you're already kind of doing that all the time. And so
Right.
to suddenly get out of character and sell that charge isn't out of character anymore because it's just the way you play. So this is a credit to that moment, but also a credit to the way he positions himself to play to be able to have a chance at that. So, because without that moment, you don't have the moment you said. So,
Very true.
go both ways. So,
Yeah.
that leads us to then our
Hoosier.
star of the week. Who do you got?
Lamar Wilkerson. You're dropping 40 points. I think I said this last time we talked about him dropping 40 points. You're dropping 40 points. How do you not get it? Plus, you're the lead scorer in both of the games. You are the reason why that IU won the first game. A lot of other things went into it, but if you go down to it, you miss both free throws, you
Right.
don't win. So you got to make both of those. Lamar, ice in his veins. He's hitting big shot after big shot whenever it matters most. So I gotta go Lamar.
Totally understand. I would totally do that, but since you did, I don't have to, and
Sure.
I figured you would head that way. So I get to do an ascending player, and that would be Sam Alexis.
Okay. I like it.
Also, great name of your mother. So as far as the last name, not Sam, but could be Samantha. But Sam Alexis just showing such great growth early on in the season. There was question as to who is the starting center, who can command the middle of the floor in what is admittedly an undersized IU offense and defense,
sure.
who can create that space and be able to take up lane space, get offensive rebounds, be a threat at least somewhat to guarding the rim, but then also be able to dish out, because this as we said, you live by the three and die by the three, and the Hoosiers are going to continue to do that. So who can be that guy? Sam Alexis within the past week and a half has said, that's me. I'm it. You don't need to look anywhere else. I got this. And that goes for his points, that goes for his play, that goes for his defense and his rebounding. He has done it across the board, and I think that Hoosier Nation has really embraced him. There were several moments in both the games where he's interacting with the crowd right there in the baseline after an and one or after a block, whatever it is. So it's that kind of interaction that really emboldens you.
Yeah.
I think that's the word I'm looking for, to a team and a fan base. So
for sure.
Credit to him and taking a big step this week. Well,
Yeah.
that's all the time that we have for today. I'll be back with your mom tomorrow talking over Indy Ignite Volleyball. Then you and I are going to finish off the week with looking at the Pacers finish as they head to the All-Star break with our Keep the Pace episode.
Yep. Well, this is Liam,
And this is Kevin.
reminding you to stay all Indiana sports.
This is All Indiana Sports.